Are you thinking about moving or relocating to Columbus, Ohio?
100,000,000,000,000%.
And trying to figure out what in the heck is going on with the real estate market there. You probably have been watching prices skyrocket all over the country and are thinking, when are they going to come back down to earth? Well, the market is shifting as we speak. And if you're as old as I am, early 50s, you remember what happened in 2008 and might be a little concerned about a big crash like we experienced back then. Well, in this video, I'm going to be breaking down the whole Columbus real estate market. I'm going to talk a little bit about recent history, why prices escalated as quickly as they did, what's going on now in the market, and finally, what I'm predicting for 2023 to look like. Let's go! If this is the first time to my channel, then hello and welcome. My name is Mark Van Stein. I make videos about what it's like to work, live, and play in Columbus, Ohio. Every week I make new videos about Columbus, so if you're interested in learning more about Central Ohio has to offer, make sure you hit that subscribe button. That way you'll be alerted to when a new video drops. And please do me a favor. Hit that like button below. That way YouTube knows that, hey, Mark's doing a good job and get my content out to more people. And if you're moving to Columbus and need some help purchasing, give me a call. I'm a full-time RE/MAX agent and actually a third-generation realtor. I've been helping people move and relocate to Columbus for over 18 years. Every week I get people reaching out to me looking for help. So if you're looking to move, give me a call, shoot me a text, drop me an email, however you want to get a hold of me. I'm here to help. So let's talk about what's going on in the Columbus housing market. Now, it's important that I distinguish that when I speak about Columbus or Central Ohio, I'm including all the suburbs around the city as well, not just the greater metro area. First, how did our market get to where we're at now? Well, the last 24 months, the Columbus real estate market has been a little crazy, just like the rest of the country. Prices escalated quickly, much too quickly, which was caused by an extreme lack of housing inventory. So, what happened to all the housing inventory? Well, Columbus is growing rapidly, and the builders have been really trying to play catch up since 2008. We started coming out of the foreclosure market in 2010. The builders who didn't go under were very slow to start new projects and not building many, if any, spec homes. Real estate at its core is pretty easy. It's supply and demand. In a normal market where the supply and demand are about equal, the month supply of inventory is about 6 months. This means that it would take 6 months for all the homes currently on the market to sell if no new homes came on the market. Back in early 2022, when the inventory was at its lowest point, the month supply of inventory was about at 2 weeks. Now that's a great indication that demand was much higher than supply. Then the market goes crazy. And home builders are building houses as quickly as they can, but still struggling with supply chain issues and worse, labor issues. I had a client a few months ago who was under contract on a new build, and it took the builder 3 months longer to finish than what they were told at the time they signed the contract. And the reason is they couldn't get any subcontractors out to do the work. My friends who are home builders were almost begging subs to come finish their houses. And some had to use contractors who, under normal circumstances, they would never use. I know a lot of people who have bought new homes the last 18 months went through exactly the same thing. But let's be honest, home builders make less money the longer it takes to build a home and want to get them closed as quickly as they can. So less new homes are being built, and the existing homes that are on the market are getting multiple offers, with the sales price going out way over asking, sometimes 6 figures over asking. Even worse, buyers are making desperate decisions just to win a home. Appraisal gaps, not doing home inspections, absolute craziness. If you take one piece of advice from this video, don't ever waive a home inspection on a home. It's just too great of a risk. Now, let's factor in demand. Coming out of COVID, the government inserted $5 trillion into the financial markets and dropped the interest rates to an all-time low. This created a historical buying frenzy like we have never seen. Factor in the already low supply of inventory and you had a perfect storm. So now we're in COVID and everyone is locked down. People are working from home with their dog and the kids, the rest of the family, and starting to go a little nuts. That's when I saw buyers' priorities really beginning to change. Families wanted larger homes with more room and larger lots. Having a home office or a workspace became the #1 thing my clients were looking for in a new home. People started migrating from the cities to the suburbs to get more space. All this demand with historically low interest rates and historically low inventory pushes us into the greatest seller's market in history. And that wasn't just in Columbus, but pretty much everywhere in the US. Even some of the cities in California where people were fleeing by the tens of thousands were still seller's markets. And prices just go through the roof. So less homes are available, and the existing homes that are on the market are getting multiple offers with a sale price going out way over asking, sometimes 6 figures over asking. That's pretty much the case all over Columbus, but particularly bad in some of the more desirable areas and neighborhoods. You see, in these areas, even in a down market, demand always remains high, and some of these areas are landlocked and there's just no new construction, which makes it way worse. This crazy seller's market goes on until the fall of 2022 when the Fed starts to aggressively raise interest rates. The Fed has to raise rates quickly because inflation has gotten out of hand and they need to slow the economy, not just the real estate market, but the stock market as well. The high inflation is the root response to the $5 trillion being dumped into the economy along with the historically low interest rates. So the fall of 2022 interest rates are in the 7% range, up 3% since the beginning of the year. What does that do to the buyer's purchasing power? It basically cut it by over 30%. To give you a better idea, if I had a budget of $2,000 per month for payment on a mortgage, at 3%, I would be looking at a house that's around $600,000. At 7%, I'm looking at homes in the $380,000 range. That's a huge difference here in Columbus. The high interest rates immediately make purchasing a home for some buyers unattainable, and budgets change dramatically. Because of the higher monthly payments, buyers shift their purchasing power downward. But we still have very low inventory and very good demand, so prices don't start to drop yet. As we end 2022, inventory starts to rise. Homes that would sell in a matter of hours with multiple offers now are sitting on the market for weeks. Granted, homes that are still priced well and in good condition are still selling again because of the high demand. Some sellers begin to get anxious, realizing that they probably missed the height of the market, and we start to see the first price reductions in a long time. Moving into 2023, the real wild card is going to be the stock market and what happens to our economy. Real estate is always a lagging indicator and about 6 months behind what's going on in our economy. If the economy starts to slip, the real estate market will follow. One big factor that many economists don't place enough weight on is consumer confidence. If the economy is good and people feel confident about their jobs, they're more likely to make a large purchase. What I'm seeing now is that confidence beginning to slip. Large employers are laying off employees, companies are reporting lower earning numbers, and most economists believe we are heading into a large recession. So, as people become less confident about their jobs, the economy, and the stock market, they are less eager to make large purchases. They think, hey, I refinanced this home at a really low rate, and yes, it would be great to have a larger house or yard, but you know what? I don't have to move. And as the economy slips, companies will slow down their hiring and relocation. If your company is relocating you to Columbus, Ohio, you want to make sure you make a good investment, not just buy a nice home. make sure you give me a call. As you can probably tell, I'm a numbers guy, and making sure my clients make a good investment is my #1 priority. The average home buyer is putting down under 10% when purchasing a home. Compound that with the cost of selling a home, and many homeowners would be underwater, and we're right back into dealing with foreclosures and short sales, just like I dealt with in 2008. If prices drop, rising interest rates will continue to make housing less affordable, while a down economy and high inflation will keep consumer confidence low. If this happens, the only positive note for our market in Columbus is that demand remains relatively high. Remember what I said in the beginning of this video. It all comes down to supply and demand.
Did you just trade my future for a pet rock?
My final thoughts on where the market is going. Back in the spring of 2022, I predicted rates could hit 8% by the end of the year. Well, they came close and dramatically changed the market. Rising interest rates, a recession, low consumer confidence could make 2023 a down year in the real estate market. As you may know, moving can be extremely difficult and stressful. If you're moving or relocating to Columbus, let me make your life a little easier. Like I mentioned earlier, I get calls, texts, emails from people moving to Columbus every week. It's what I do. If you're buying a home, you need to make sure you make a good, educated purchase and investment. It's important to have someone experienced who's going to guide you, not just sell you a home. And myself and my team would love to help. Reach out to us. Our contact information is at the bottom and at the end of the video. And keep watching for more videos about Columbus, Ohio.